We uh we met at Cowboys. We met at Cowboys dance hall, um, and I was so full of myself. This girl came up and was like, "Hey, this friend of mine wants to talk to you," and I was like, "Yeah, sure she does." And and it was true. It was nothing other than, and that's when we first met. And she didn't. I don't think she liked me that much. Um, and then I guess we dated. What do you think, baby? 6 months? Okay, or 9 months, and then we got married. So my I've never been really good at relationships just because it's just how I am. But but ever since I met Jenny, my our relationship has meant the world to me. You know, she's helped the she's helped me see through like a lot of the stuff, like with the kids and whatnot, and that has been very helpful as well. Just seeing things in a different perspective or a different light that you normally wouldn't that you normally wouldn't see without somebody that doesn't mind, because she doesn't mind telling you the hard stuff too, but in a positive way. you know so sometimes it's hard to deal with because you don't like being told that you're doing something wrong, but um but she just the way that she does it is it's just so I don't know the right word to use for it. It's very, very gentle until the second time, and then no, there's so many people. There's so many people I like to thank out there. But yeah, but like well, yeah, of course our kids, they've been rocks. I didn't know we did such a good job raising them. Um, so with Mason, he is he I guess last summer or maybe a little bit before that, he bought a motorcycle, or he's bought several motorcycles now, and it's like, man, we were scared about that because you don't you don't want to see your kid on a motorcycle and then something bad happened to him. But but I came in one day and I told Jenny, I was like, babe, he changed out the all like 6 or 7 clutches on his motorcycle that he just that he had bought, and I redid the whole thing. I'm like, where'd you learn how to do all that? And he's just like, we got all the tools. I watched you do stuff, and he would just he he changed 8 clutches on his motorcycle, and I was just like, I don't even know where the clutch is on it. And so watching him, I don't know the right way to say it without it just it was just fun watching him figure it all out by himself. And that's all I've ever wanted the kids to do is I wanted them to put your hands on it, tear it apart, put it back together, that kind of thing. And he did. And Mason does it, Landon does it. Uh, Katie will pay somebody to do it, but so yeah, man, she she will you don't have to worry about what she's thinking ever, because she just puts it out there whether you like it or not. um, but she is a little fireball, and she won't let things go. Like if it's not right, she's adamant about making sure that things are the way they're supposed to be. He is he's very analytical about things, but he'll also take the time to stop and listen, truly listen, not just hear you, but listen, or vice versa. And uh, it's been one of the best things because you can bounce like adult ideas off of, well, all the kids, but like with Landon, you can bounce like theoretical things, and he knows exactly what you're talking about, and you're like, you really my kid? You know, the I think the thing that's brought me the most joy is Jenny and the kids.
Is there anything you've always wanted to say but you haven't had the chance?
I'm sorry. That's it. I uh, I hope that they continue to I hope that they continue to listen to their mom and like with Landon and Katie and Mason, just take care of each other. Make sure you take care of mom. Those kind of things. Um, and those are the things I think that are most important. At least for me, um, just because whenever I do depart, I always want to make sure that she's taken care of. And I know and I've talked to the boys, and they know that I know that they'll do the right thing. Um, I just wish I could be here, well, to witness it, kind of a thing. Jenny wouldn't, she wouldn't go out with me until it was like a month before we started date, or once we met, and it was, she told me, she said, you don't have to go to, you don't have to go to my church, you don't have to go to your church, you need to go to church, or we can't date. I'm like, what? Like, come on. And then and that was the best. That was the best thing ever, because it taught me. It taught me so many things: restraint. It taught me compassion. It taught me. Uh, uh, it just. It was overwhelming. Put it that way, in a good way. And I think that was probably what has carried us through 20 something years of marriage. You know
What about your future grandchildren? What would you want them to know about you?
that I was a badass. No, I just want them to know that that they're loved regardless. Um, if it was easy, everybody do it, right? And take care of each other. That's the biggest thing, because without those things, I mean, what do you do with life, right?
What do you want them to call you? Creative.
Um, Supreme ruler of the universe is what I'd like to get them to say, but I don't know if they can. We'll have to see about that one. Uh, like, do you know? We'll stick with G-Paw or something. I don't know. I've got extremely lucky uh, having in-laws, like Mary and Ron. Like my father-in-law, he'll come over here, and like we sat out in the garage one day for over an hour, just talking about things. We get along so well. He's more like a brother, or a big brother. He's got such amazing insight on things, and he's got great stories that pertain to. Um, I wish I would have listened to him earlier on, because I think that would have behooved me more. He uh, but he is amazing. He comes and babysits me sometimes. Um, and then with mom, she even though all my wild, you know, whatever it is that things that I've done in the past, she's never once held it against me, and she's truly been like a mother, which is I mean, she's got no reason to to do that, but she does, and that just shows the fortitude that she has for a lot of things. I think was it yesterday or the day before, my father-in-law was quote unquote babysitting me, and it's we just hang out like we're just two buddies. It is one of the best feelings in the world. you know. Plus, he's a man. He's just lived a. He really is the most interesting person in the world. He looks like the dude, and he just has such good insight on things, you know. And you may not want to hear him, but he's going to tell you because you need to hear it, you know, which I can appreciate so much. So I love them both because of the way that they are. Um, always wanted to be a superhero, and I got the chance with the kids, you know, because that's a very unique privilege. Um, but as most things, it could have been done better, obviously. But um, we had a good time. We had fun doing things and learning, and you know, about each other and just about everything. And it irritates me because she's smarter than I am, so you have to really you gotta take it a piece at a time.
Why did you want to be a nurse?
I wanted to help people, and yeah, I just wanted to help people versus um, doing like tasks for them. I wanted to, I wanted to be there to. There's no better feeling than when you walk in and you got some dude clutching his chest, and then in about 20 minutes, you know, he's going upstairs and he's fine, smiling, and y'all are high fiving, making jokes. If you truly, genuinely love people, you have to, and that's where the nursing thing really came in because I do genuinely love people, most of them anyway, you know. But the you learn so much just by being quiet. Um, so yeah.
Why did that song touch you?
All right, that was awesome.
Not too bad.
Huh?
Never too much.
Nuh-uh. All right, it's a little bit of a story, but we had this crazy ass rooster, and Rowdy and this rooster, they were mortal enemies. So Bill, our cousin, he would he'd come out and we would just, you know, play and run around and do whatever. But we had this crazy ass chicken, and we Rowdy was always younger than us, so we would send him into the tack room to go feed that crazy rooster, and then we'd sit there and lock the door and just make fun of him. And it was the funniest thing until that rooster got out and it came after us, and that wasn't funny at all. But Rowdy had I forget what he did. He ended up chopping the rooster's head off because we were going through getting rid of all of our chickens and, you know, like breasting them out and getting them ready for butchering, and watching Rowdy and this rooster, Bill and I would just die cracking up watching it go down. It was probably the best entertainment that we've ever had. So no animals were harmed in that production.